Welcome to COVID-eos, where we explore the maths and the models describing the COVID-19 pandemic. In this video, I'm going to introduce what a model is and why we use them in science. I'm also going to talk about the assumptions built into all scientific models and why it is still okay to use models to make predictions. So, what is a model? Models in science are very similar to model houses or cars. They are simplified versions of reality. Just as this drawing of a house is made up of lots of simple shapes we can easily draw, a scientific model is built up from basic components that we understand and can use together. This lets us create a simpler version of a concept from real life. But what's wrong with just using the real thing? Well, real life is complicated. We can't just replicate everything about a house in our model, but we need enough to show the basic shape of it, how many doors and windows it has. We can then use our models to test what could happen to it in real life, such as what happens to this house in a hurricane. Performing experiments like these might be expensive or impractical in real life, but it's much easier using a model that behaves in the same way as its real counterpart. However, this requires making assumptions or simplifications about the real version. Say we want to study how cows regulate their body temperature and lose heat to the surroundings. Computer models allow us to explore this, but they can't represent a cow exactly, so we need to create a simpler version. We could use a complicated model like the one on the right, or we could say a cow looks a bit like a football, and that's good enough for a rough estimate. Either way, we are making assumptions on the shape of the cow. The real challenge is deciding just how complicated our model needs to be. But if we make so many assumptions, how do we know our models are valid? Well, we can compare models to real data to check that they behave in the same way. In the case of the cow, we might not be able to measure its internal temperature easily, but we can check the temperature of its mouth and skin to compare to the predicted temperature from the model. This can help us determine how accurate a model is and whether it is likely to overestimate or underestimate values in the real world. This is especially important when we start looking at the threat of pandemics in the next video. But for now, thanks for watching.